Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. It's daily news time. It's a Thursday.
Woo!
Liverpool beat Huddersfield last night, but we're not going to talk about that because we did that in the post-match content. If you want to watch that, you can go and do that right now. We're talking news. We've got 10 minutes to do it. We've only got 2 real stories to discuss. Even though there's a load more, we've decided that we're going to give them the depth and detail that they need on the Liverpool Transfer Roundup show on the redmentv.com. And we'll expand a lot what we're going to discuss now. But first and foremost, and I guess most importantly, we may as well start with the Wijnaldum stuff. It's the biggest stuff right now. 25 million fee in the region thereof, agreed with Newcastle. Just means it's medical time and then the formalities.
Yeah, so I've read a couple of conflicting reports. I suppose the first thing I read on it this morning was from the Echo, and that was saying that he'll have a medical and then fly out to America. Since then, I'm sure I've read from The Guardian that he'll actually fly out and have his medical in America with the squad.
Okay.
Which is strange because normally these medicals, quite often they're obviously done in Spire in Liverpool, but actually just as often they're done in St George's Park. A lot of these medicals for a lot of teams around the country are done in St George's Park because they trust the medical staff there and stuff like that. Obviously Liverpool have a good working relationship with Spire.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we flew Remy over to the States. I think 2 years ago we flew him over and then that all broke down. It's a weird one because it seems a lot to fly someone over it unless they're pretty certain that it is just a formality, I guess. In that case, great, because he's already there. He could pretty much finish the medical, sign the bits, and then head off to meet the rest of the team, I guess. And I suppose Liverpool have probably taken all their, top end guys over to the States as well. So there'd be like, you turn up at Melwood and it'd be like the secretary going, "How are you feeling, love?"
Yeah.
Oh, he said he's feeling fine, Jürgen. He said he's feeling fine. Fair play if they do get it over there, I guess. I think what's interesting, again, it's something we'll expand on the Transfer Roundup show, is that we wanted to get business done before the tour. Now, this is cutting it pretty fine, but it does show that was the target all along.
Yeah, I think, it came out pretty early in the summer, didn't it, that Klopp wanted his business done early, and it's good to see Liverpool move on that and really enact on that, and obviously that's what the manager wants, and it shows that what Klopp wants, he gets, and that's the right thing in all aspects of transfers, not just in getting them in before the thing, but he's obviously getting players that he wants as well, if they're willing to go along with getting them in beforehand. Obviously, I think we probably will be paying a little bit more for that because in times gone by, Liverpool have dragged the heels to bring the price down and stuff like that. But it looks like we're willing to. It's so important to Klopp to get these players in. He's obviously imparted his knowledge and saying, look, for the extra 3 weeks, we're going to get more out of the player right now. So just go and do it, and we're paying an extra $1 million or $2 million probably.
Well, this is when it really kicks on, isn't it? In terms of pre-season, we've got 3 games over in the States, then we come back for Barcelona, mine's the day after, and then the season kicks off. Still plenty of football to be played, but this is when the vast majority, I think, bar Emre Can, the vast majority of Liverpool's international Euros players come back into the fold. So that was almost, I don't even know how you would describe it as such, but it was very preliminary, wasn't it? That's very much the early stages of pre-season that we've seen now. He got to run the rule over a lot of the younger players and such. Again, we'll be discussing a bit more on the squad that's gone over there on the subscriber show. But no, I'm pleased you're right, and that's what I mean. Getting Wijnaldum in now-ish should give him the full stretch of that American tour to get embedded into the best of his ability.
That's it, and the other thing is as well, let's not forget, if we wanted to get him involved against Chelsea, if he's flying out today, he'll be acclimatised because it's not until next Wednesday over there, is it, that the game's kicking off. So he'll be acclimatised to America, he'll have done his medical, and he hopefully could be in a position to at least appear for a few minutes against Chelsea.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think he played 11 minutes for Newcastle last night, which means that, I guess he'll be up to a reasonable speed in pre-season because Rafa's no slouch in that department, so that's cool. Just quickly on the fee then, again, they're talking in the region of 25. I think you said something to me like 25 plus add-ons potentially because they wanted 27 in total for him. I think in years gone by, it's a lot of money. I don't know. I tend to think that it's probably about the going rate that we paid for him there.
Yeah, when you look at a fella who has scored double digits, he scored 11 for Newcastle last season in the Premier League from a midfielder position. There's not many midfielders in the league that score 11 goals. you know.
Regardless of how they come, whether it was patchy or not.
Yeah, whether it was patchy or not, you're right. And, you know, there'll be question marks over his away form, I think, because all of his goals were scored at home and stuff. But you look at it and go, what was it, 2 years ago we signed Lallana for the same fee? So with how money has moved on in those 2 years, with the influx of money, particularly this year, it actually, although 25 million still sounds a lot to a fan, when the rest of the market's changed, I don't think it's that bad a deal at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of much for muchness for me as far as I'm concerned. And I think, again, it's one of those transfers that you could kind of what you were saying before, you can haggle and you can draw it out. And we probably could have drawn that out until the end of August and got him for 20. But I think, again, what it boils down to is we want to hit the ground running to the best of our ability this season. And you know, again...
Look at the fixture list, we need to.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So, yeah, you know, this is exactly that. Is the fine, you know, yeah... If that, I mean, I'm making that up. There's no guarantees that could happen at all. But, you know, the difference of 5 million quid could be a lot of money. But I think we've gotten some really good value in the transfer window as well, that we can afford to go, you know what, let's not mess around. Let's just get that done. So, Sal, yeah, thoughts below. We've asked you for your opinions. I'll be doing a Twitter reactions to it. Chris will be doing some stats on him as well. So those videos will be coming out later today, tomorrow. Keep an eye peeled for them. Joe Allen. Last night is kind of broke.
During the game, which was weird, wasn't it? So I suppose the news is that we've accepted a £13 million, or in the region of £13 million.
Have we accepted it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For Joe Allen. I think Swansea had bid £8 million. My guess now is that Joe Allen's gone. To what club? I'm not so sure. I imagine the likes of Swansea may increase their bid from 8 to 13. Yeah. I imagine there'll be a few teams that come in for Joe Allen at that price, to be perfectly honest with you. And, you know, I was thinking about this last night during the game is, yes, it's £2 million less than we paid for a guy who, I suppose after the Euros, his stock has risen, but he's entered into the last year of a contract. Yeah. We've really got no wiggle room on this. Yeah. So, again, it looks like potentially we've probably extracted all the money we can from that deal.
Yeah, if we get £30 million from it, you know, it would have been nice to, there was talk of us holding out for 15, say, but, you know, if you end up with one or two teams offering in the region of 13, maybe a tad more or whatever, kind of fine for exactly that reason, that if we had 2 years left on this contract, I think you'd be looking at 15, 16, 17, 18, whatever. Just from what you said there, he's not put a foot wrong when he's played this season. He's still got his best years of football ahead of him, and he had a very good Euros on a very big stage, you know, to showcase his talent. I think we could have got more money for him, but I do think that with a year to go, I think Liverpool have handled those situations badly in the past, and to get in excess of £10 million for a guy who was, again, realistically, minute one, a bit part player for the club with a year left on his contract. Yeah. Absolutely imagine.
And, you know, this is the thing, and I've been a fan of Joe Allen since he signed for Liverpool. I'm probably one of the only ones that actually did kind of stick by him and stuff. But what I think about it is these two clubs that we're talking about. I know Manchester United were tentatively linked last week, but I think we all knew that he's not the type of build of player that Mourinho wants. When you're looking at the Stokes and Swanseas, it now really goes, well, why are those the highest end clubs looking at him? Because I know he's had a great Euros, but there's loads of players in that Euros team who had a great Euros that I just wouldn't want Liverpool to buy. Yeah. To be perfectly honest with you, they were a team that was more than the sum of their parts, weren't they? And
I think he adds a touch of class to teams like to a Stoke and stuff. They're looking to up there the football, the amount of football that they play. Joe Allen's perfect for that, as far as I'm concerned. So no, for someone like Stoke, yeah, I'd like him to get somewhere more, but you know, Stoke shows their ambition.
But it also shows why Liverpool aren't looking to keep him, because our ambitions are massively different to Stoke's.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll be doing more Liverpool transfer news, rumours, ins and outs and speculation, and loads of interesting debate as well on Liverpool transfer roundup show. We're filming that shortly, in fact, so that'll be up later today, early morning at the very latest. 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to be discussing more on Wijnaldum, more on Allen, more on Clavan, more on the Liverpool tour squad, the youngsters that are going, the youngsters that are staying, and the reasoning behind that. Is Liverpool's business all done, and have we gotten value from the market so far? That and a whole hell of a lot more. 300 plus hours of exclusive content on there. It's completely free for your first month. Go and check it out. TheRedmenTV.com.